Hey everybody, welcome to Storm Talk. Wave 3 News meteorologist Brian Good here. Before we get into this, as I've hinted to, I'll be doing a special edition of Snow Talk later today, and I'll have some preview graphics on the 5:30 and 7:30 newscast this evening. The social media comments are already entertaining. It reminds me like we're in the middle of winter once again with some of the snow haters that are out there. Hey, keep in mind, this is not a winter forecast just yet, just an early look at the data trends I'm going to be doing later today. Because we did have some early signs. The past couple of years, actually, as early as late spring, that did play out quite well in picking how the upcoming winter would turn out. So we're just going to take a look and see how things are looking for this early in the season to see if we do see an obvious trend, and we'll see how it plays out, obviously, later on. The official forecast, I will be issuing on the winter, will be coming out on Halloween as usual. Until then, it's going to be the summertime heat and warmth, and man, we're going to jumpstart on that already with temperatures flirting with 90 degrees. And yeah, we got to watch the storm potential the next few days. Here's the day one outlook today. You notice that we do have a chance here for severe weather across Illinois and Indiana. I'll talk more about that in a second. General thunderstorm chances here in that lighter shade, and then the outbreak of severe weather across Texas and heading through Oklahoma once again. And even as we get into tomorrow, there it is. Same spots for the most part. Although it's getting a little more linear. That tells us that the system's getting wound up, ready to head out now, north and eastbound, and that's what we're going to be watching as we head into this weekend. And this is the outlook for Sunday. Severe weather potential, most likely, I would say St. Louis westward. We'll get into that zone, it looks like, on Monday, and we could have some potential for some stronger storms for Monday, but still a lot of debate on timing and how much the coverage of this line of storms will actually have when it passes through. We're still getting conflicting data on that, and we'll nail that down over the weekend. So make sure to watch Ryan Hoke and Andy Weingarten for more on that. All right, and the short term for this afternoon, we're already 85 degrees at 1 o'clock this afternoon. At least humidity, it's slightly higher, so you will notice that, but it's not to the point where it's oppressive or anything. But there is a little more of a humid feel starting, and you'll really, I think, will notice that tomorrow and on Sunday. Notice in the visible satellite how quickly the cumulus clouds have been popping up. There's just enough moisture here across I-65 West that we could see an isolated storm develop by some of these cumulus clouds, and also another moisture belt in East Kentucky that hasn't moved since yesterday, and you see already a storm popping up around London. But notice that doesn't move much. Wind fields over East Kentucky, very, very poor, so very little movement. Anything develops here. Now, there is slightly better wind fields in this zone, so anything that moves today should have some movement to it, limiting any type of very heavy rain or even a brief flooding potential that could take place. I think that's going to be very limited with this kind of a setup. Overall, we'll see a partly cloudy, if not mostly cloudy sky at times with this cumulus cloud field along and west of 65 this afternoon. Again, a few pop-ups already around the Wabash. In fact, as you look toward Illinois, you can already see several thunderstorms developing. We've got a pocket of wind that's now approaching St. Louis that's moving north and east. Not going to impact us, but it is going to enhance the potential for enough wind shear to produce some damaging wind gusts, and that is where the Storm Prediction Center has placed a slight risk of severe weather right in that zone where that wind pocket is heading later today. So if you're heading that direction, watch out for some stronger storms. Meanwhile, again, it's still the Plain States will take the brunt of the action. We're mainly still sandwiched in between the mess here to our west and Ana to our east, the subtropical storm now off the Carolina coast. And overall, though, the high is losing its grip here on the western side. That's why our storm chances start to go up west of 65 today. One thing we'll watch, though, for the weekend, anytime you've got a tropical cyclone like this, on the western side of it, you have a large amount of sinking air. We call that substance that develops, and that really can suppress any thunderstorm potential. So very little, if anything, will happen here when it comes to storm potential on the west side of Ana along the eastern coast. And if the system can drift far enough to the west, that will really suppress a lot of our storm chances, especially along and east at 65 all weekend long. So Ana playing a role in our weather in a sense of helping us out, preventing storms, but it's battling against the storm system to our west that really wants to take over. So the two of them kind of playing games with us here, and I-65 looks to be the dividing line for the weekend. Here's Ana at 45 mile per hour winds is forecast to at some point make a landfall across Myrtle Beach, if not a little further north toward Wilmington in the weekend, and then curve up the east coast and out to sea as it responds to that system moving in from our west. Will also affect Ana and push it away from us. But again, how far inland does it go is kind of the big debate there, and we'll keep an eye on it. If you have vacation interest there, there's still a small chance it could reach minimal hurricane status. Depends on how much of that warm water it can take advantage of. The longer it sits stationary, the longer it causes upwelling. It turns away that warmer water and brings in that colder water underneath, and it can actually kill the system off. So a lot of debate there on how that'll play out. All right, here back at home, let's talk about how things will play out with our storm chances. Again, this afternoon, best chance mainly along and west 65. This does include Louisville. There's this chance for a brief pop-up. We could hit record high potential, or at least get close to it. The record today is 91. I think we'll get close to it. Forecast high right now is about 90, but it all depends on how quickly these cumulus clouds pop over at least the airport sensor here in Jefferson County. Late tonight, there could be some residual development right along that moisture belt along 65. Make sure to watch way through sunrise and Ryan in the morning to see if that does materialize. There's a chance it could. Right now, we're leaving it the chance possibility, but the models have been hinted at this the past couple of days of some nocturnal development that could impact just before sunrise tomorrow. And then we very well could see several thunderstorms develop in the afternoon tomorrow. Again, a rain chance, we're going to keep it about 40% right now, but it could go as high as 60% in some areas Saturday afternoon. This should keep us from record territory. The record tomorrow is 93 degrees. With so many cumulus clouds and a better chance to get some thunderstorms, I don't see that happening. Now, Sunday is an interesting day for Mother's Day. I think we'll start off with some brief showers, maybe rumble of thunder and cloud cover, but by the afternoon, I think it only goes to 1 o'clock on this model, but I think by the afternoon we'll get some sunshine in here, and I think we'll start to feel some of the effects of Ana at that point, some of that sinking air, to where most of the afternoon for Mother's Day looks to be dry. So we're going to keep the rain chance very low. I think slightly higher in the morning on Sunday, lower Sunday afternoon, not completely zero, but lower. And then I think as we get into Monday, that's when we have to watch for some thunderstorms rolling in. The timing still varies, whether it be midday afternoon or even Monday night. And hopefully we'll get some better data on that later today and have a more complete update to your forecast on that coming up today, starting at 5. After this goes by, one thing we've noticed in the trends for next week, we're going to cool back down in the 70s, but maybe not low 70s. In fact, the cool-off may be somewhat gentle compared to what it looked like a few days ago, because the European is trying to quickly get us back into that summertime preview, but not exactly dry as we've been dealing with. More of a wet pattern developing, but warmer as well as we head toward middle and the latter parts here of May. We'll see how that plays out. Got plenty of time. All right, guys, that's how it all stands today. Stay cool outside, and we'll have much more on the storm chances, of course, today on the newscast and the winter preview for those that are interested in it.